Hey everyone, before we dive into today's video, I need you to do something for me. Think about the last time you walked into a room and immediately noticed someone. Not because they were loud, not because they were trying to get attention, but because there was just something about them. Something magnetic, something that made you think, I want to know that person. That's what we're talking about today. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how to become that person. So let's get into it. You know what's fascinating? Most people think respect is something you earn through your words, through what you say, through proving yourself over time. But here's the truth that's going to change everything for you. Respect is decided in the first 3 seconds. Before you open your mouth, before you shake someone's hand, before you even make eye contact. Think about that for a second. 3 seconds, that's all you get, and I know what you're thinking. That's not fair. People should get to know me first. You're right. It's not fair. But it's reality. And the people who understand this reality, they're the ones who walk into job interviews and get hired on the spot. They're the ones who command attention in meetings. They're the ones who seem to effortlessly attract opportunities, relationships, and success. Now, this isn't about manipulation. This isn't about faking who you are. This is about understanding human psychology at its deepest level and aligning yourself with how we're actually wired to perceive status, power, and respect. So here's what we're going to cover today. First, I'm going to break down the science behind status perception. Then we're going to talk about the specific psychological triggers that make someone appear high status. And finally, I'm going to give you the exact blueprint to implement this in your own life, starting today. Are you ready? Because this is going to be intense. Let's start with something uncomfortable. Humans are hierarchical creatures. We don't like to admit it. We want to believe we're evolved, that we judge people on merit, on character, on substance. But our brains haven't caught up with our ideals. Deep in our neural wiring, in the most primitive parts of our brain, we're still making split-second judgments about who's a threat, who's an ally, and who's a leader. This happens in the amygdala, that almond-shaped part of your brain responsible for processing emotions and threats. When you meet someone new, your amygdala is working overtime, scanning for microsignals, posture, eye contact, vocal tone, facial expressions, movement patterns. And it's making a decision, is this person above me or below me in the social hierarchy? Now here's where it gets really interesting. These assessments are almost entirely unconscious. The person evaluating you doesn't even know they're doing it. They just get a feeling, a gut instinct. And that instinct, it's incredibly hard to change once it's formed. This is why first impressions are so powerful. This is why some people seem to glide through life while others constantly struggle to be taken seriously. It's not luck. It's not charisma. It's an understanding of these psychological mechanisms. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 people walking into a networking event. Person A walks in, glances around nervously, adjusts their clothes, looks for a familiar face, and stands awkwardly by the refreshment table checking their phone. Person B walks in, pauses at the entrance, scans the room with calm confidence, makes deliberate eye contact with a few people, and walks purposefully toward a group with relaxed, open body language. Who commands more respect? It's obvious, right? But here's the thing. These 2 people might have the exact same credentials, the exact same intelligence, the exact same value to offer. But person B understands something person A doesn't. They understand that perception creates reality. And if you're watching this thinking, but I'm more like person A, don't worry. That's exactly why you're here. Because everything I'm describing can be learned. It can be practiced. It can become second nature. So let's break down the specific elements of high-status psychology. Number 1, spatial awareness and ownership. High-status individuals take up space, not in an obnoxious way, but in a comfortable, unapologetic way. They don't make themselves smaller to accommodate others. Their posture is open, their gestures are expansive but controlled. When they sit, they settle in. When they stand, they're grounded. Low-status individuals do the opposite. They contract, they hunch, they fidget, they apologize with their body language before they even speak. And here's the brutal truth. People respond to this. When you make yourself small, others perceive you as small. Think about the most respected person you know. Picture them right now. How do they carry themselves? I guarantee they're not slouching, crossing their arms defensively, or shifting their weight nervously. They occupy their space with quiet confidence. Number 2, the power of stillness. This is huge, and most people completely miss it. High-status individuals move with purpose. They're not fidgety. They're not constantly adjusting, touching their face, playing with their hair, or engaging in nervous tics. Every movement is intentional. Why does this matter? Because stillness signals confidence. It signals that you're comfortable in your own skin. It signals that you don't need external validation or stimulation. You're complete within yourself. Watch any great leader speak. Watch any powerful actor in a dramatic scene. Notice the stillness. Notice the controlled, purposeful movements. There's a reason they call it commanding presence. It's because presence requires being fully present, fully grounded, fully still. Now I want you to try something right now. Sit up straight. Plant your feet on the ground. Rest your hands comfortably. And just be still for 10 seconds. Don't fidget. Don't adjust. Just breathe and be present in your body. How does that feel? Different, right? Maybe a little uncomfortable if you're not used to it. That discomfort, that's growth. That's you stepping into a more powerful version of yourself. Number 3, eye contact mastery. This is where most people completely sabotage themselves. Eye contact is one of the most powerful tools in human communication, and it's one of the most misunderstood. Here's what you need to know. High-status individuals maintain steady, comfortable eye contact. Not staring, not aggressive, but present. They're not afraid to hold someone's gaze. They're not constantly looking away, looking down, or scanning the room while someone's talking to them. But here's the nuance, and this is critical. They're also comfortable breaking eye contact first. Why? Because they're not seeking approval. They're not desperately trying to keep the other person's attention. They engage fully, then disengage naturally. Low-status individuals do one of two extremes. Either they avoid eye contact altogether, signaling insecurity and submission, or they hold it too intensely, trying too hard, which comes across as needy or aggressive. The key is relaxed confidence. You look at someone because you're genuinely interested in them, not because you're trying to prove something. And when the moment is over, you move on without second-guessing yourself. Number 4, vocal authority. Your voice is an instrument, and most people are playing it completely wrong. High-status individuals speak from a place of certainty. Their voice is clear, resonant, and coming from their chest, not their throat or nose. They don't rush their words. They don't fill silence with and like. They pause. They let their words land. They understand that silence is powerful, not awkward. Think about it. When you speak, quickly, when you fill every gap, when your voice goes up at the end of statements like you're asking a question, what are you communicating? Uncertainty, insecurity, a desperate need for approval. But when you speak with measured pacing, when you're comfortable with pauses, when your voice has a downward inflection at the end of statements, you're communicating confidence and authority. Here's an exercise that will change your life. Record yourself speaking for 2 minutes about anything. Then listen back. How many filler words did you use? How often did your voice go up at the end of sentences? How rushed did you sound? Now do it again, but this time speak 20% slower. Pause between thoughts. Let your voice drop at the end of statements. Feel the difference in your own body as you speak. That's the feeling of stepping into your power. Number 5, emotional regulation. This might be the most important one. High-status individuals don't react, they respond. They're not emotionally volatile. They don't get flustered, defensive, or visibly anxious when things don't go their way. This doesn't mean they're emotionless robots. It means they have mastery over their emotional state. They can feel frustration, disappointment, or anger, but they choose how and when to express it. Low-status individuals are at the mercy of their emotions. Someone criticizes them and they immediately get defensive. Something doesn't go their way and they visibly deflate. Someone challenges them and they either collapse or explode. When you can remain calm and centered regardless of external circumstances, you radiate an aura of unshakable confidence. People notice this. People respect this. People want to be around this kind of energy. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you. High-status psychology isn't about dominance. It's not about making others feel small. It's actually the opposite. Truly high-status individuals elevate others. They're generous with their attention. They make people feel seen and valued. Why? Because they're secure. They don't need to diminish others to feel important. They understand that true power comes from abundance, not scarcity. This is the difference between authentic high status and toxic dominance. Toxic dominance is insecure. It needs to prove itself constantly. It puts others down. It's exhausting to maintain and ultimately hollow. Authentic high status is quiet confidence. It's being comfortable enough in your own value that you can celebrate others. It's having nothing to prove and everything to give. And here's the beautiful paradox. When you show up with this energy, when you make others feel important and valued while maintaining your own centered presence, you become magnetic. People are drawn to you. Opportunities come to you. Respect is freely given. So how do you actually implement this? How do you go from understanding these concepts to embodying them? It starts with awareness. For the next week, I want you to observe yourself. Notice your posture. Notice your fidgeting. Notice your eye contact patterns. Notice your vocal tone. Don't judge yourself, just observe. Then pick one element to focus on. Maybe it's stillness, maybe it's eye contact, maybe it's vocal pacing, just one. Practice it deliberately for 2 weeks until it starts to become natural. Then add another element. Layer these skills one by one. This isn't a quick fix, this is a transformation. And transformation takes time and commitment. But here's what I promise you. If you commit to this, if you really practice these principles, your life will change. People will respond to you differently. Opportunities will open up. Relationships will deepen. And most importantly, you'll feel different. You'll feel more grounded, more confident, more authentically powerful. Because that's what this is really about. It's not about tricking people or putting on a mask. It's about removing the barriers that are hiding your true power. It's about aligning your external presence with your internal worth. You have value. You have something to offer. But if the world can't see it because your body language is saying, I'm not important, because your voice is saying, don't take me seriously, because your energy is saying, I need your approval, then that value stays hidden. High-status psychology is about letting your light shine. It's about showing up as the most powerful, authentic version of yourself. It's about commanding respect not through force, but through presence. Now, I want to leave you with one final thought. The person you're becoming through this work, they're already inside you. This isn't about creating someone new. It's about uncovering who you've always been beneath the layers of conditioning, insecurity, and fear. Every time you choose stillness over fidgeting, you're honoring that person. Every time you hold eye contact with confidence, you're stepping into that person. Every time you speak with authority and pause with power, you're becoming that person. This is your journey. This is your transformation, and it starts right now in this moment with the choice to show up differently. So I'm going to ask you to do something. Close this video and go look at yourself in a mirror. Stand tall. Make eye contact with yourself and say, I am worthy of respect. I command my space. I own my power. Say it until you feel it. Say it until you believe it, because the world is waiting for you to step into your greatness. And if this video resonated with you, if you're ready to take this journey seriously, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started. I've got so much more to share with you about psychology, power, and personal transformation. Drop a comment below and tell me which element you're going to focus on first. Is it body language, eye contact, vocal authority? I read every single comment and I want to hear from you. Your transformation starts today. The only question is, are you ready to claim it? I'll see you in the next video. Now go out there and command the respect you deserve.